Hello there, guys. Welcome back. We are going to start working on the eyes now. So the eyes needs a little bit more extra setup to make it work the way we want it. First of all, we just had to make sure that the eyes are right center here. So just remember that I have a few joints here, one on top of another. One is left eye, which is the one that is going to control the position of the eyes. In this case, it's going to be a parent constraint, even though we're not going to rotate it, but it's always good so just to parent the constraint and bring it along. So we have the left eye aim, which is the one that allows us to just create a little corner touch. I told you that you can put a little bit of paint, weight a little bit on the corner, and then mimic like there is a muscle that is moving under there. So that's that. There is the other way you can do as well is I think what's the other one that you can come up with? Yeah, that's the top eyelid, which is the one for the for this, and the bottom one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 joints, one on top of another. The same for the other side. Now we have to create a little bit of extra setup. Okay, so first you need to make sure that the eyes are right in the center here. So this is the left eye. So if I show the local rotation axis of that, and then I check it with the eye and make sure that it's right on top. You can see that the eyes are pretty much right on top there, so they're fine. That's one of the first things you need to check. So let me just hide this here. So that's going to hide this local rotation axis. So that's fine. So we got that sorted. Now, the next thing we need to do is I'm going to take the left eye. I'm going to group it together a couple of times. So we work just similar to what we did with the foot reverse system, that we have a control over a group over a group. So the moment I'm going to call this, I'm going to take a work with it left. So I'm going to press Control G, and I just send the pivot, so it's right in the middle there. And I'm going to take this here. I'm just going to copy this, and I'm just going to call this underscore aim underscore GRP. So that's going to be the aim one. And then I'm going to group it again, Control G, send the pivot, not freeze transformation, but send the pivot again. And I'm just going to call that, I think it's, I'm going to call this, how can I call this, location. So location underscore GRP. So this is going to be for the aim, and this is going to be for the location. So for the aim, I just had to make sure that this control is called this system here. This is controlling the aim of this group. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this is the master constraint. This is the aim constraint. The aim constraint, I think we just reset it to the defaults. So we take the master, then we take the group, the aim group, and we say apply. Seems like, ooh, we flipped it. What did it flip to? I think we have to do the same system as before. We have to make sure that is all aligned. Let me see the local rotation axis. So let me see this. This guy here is the whirl. That's fine. And this here, is that the same as this? Ah, it's because it's an aim. Okay, how do we fix that? Let me see. So if I take this, okay, I think I know what I have to do because it's the aim. Yeah, I got it. So I got master, again, master, slave, the aim, and we're going to constrain, we're going to aim, and make sure that maintain offset is on. So until we say apply, see, now it kept it, so it's fine. So now if I'm going into, let's say into here, and we go into that, so we take this guy, now this guy, you see it rotates with it, so that's fine, that's rotating. So now I need to have the location, because at the moment if I, for example, rotate the head, so if I bring, you see the eye stays there because the eye is not coming along. So what I have to do is make sure the eye comes along now. So in order to do that, what we have to do is take the group on top of the aim, which is the location one that we created, which is pretty much right on top, and that's the one that's going to be the slave for the parent constraint for this joint here. So if I say master, which is the left eye, and we select the slave, which is the location, and we come here and say parent, and yeah, apply. Now it's nothing happened because it's just there. So at the moment, if I press 5 and I just want to, for example, rotate the head, let's let's see if I can get it. Yeah. So when I do this, you see the eye start rotating there. So whatever I look, the eye is looking at it. I think if you can, I don't know if you can see it there. Just, yeah, so you can see that the eye looks always there. No matter where you are, it's always looking at that because it's aiming or aim constraint. Okay. So the next thing I need to do is get the other join, which is the aim join, this one, because this is the one that is um, um, pretty much have that little bit of weight painted in the corner just to mimic that, like there is a muscle. Obviously you guys are going to paint this much better. At the moment it was just a quick touch that I did there, so it's not really right. It's probably too much, or it's not spread enough. So what you do now is you take, it's got this master, and we select this one, which is the slate. That's the left eye aim. Make sure you got the right one selected, which is left eye aim join. And we go into aim, and again make sure that maintain offset is on. We say apply. Nothing happened. That's great. So but now when I move the eye, if you notice there, when you move the eye, you should see now that the eye got a little bit of movement here. I think you might be able to do it from the front, probably. Yeah, I think if I press here, the 5, or you can see it here. Let me see. Sorry. Wireframe shows you can see a little bit. You can see how when the eye moves, there's a little bit here happening around this area. You can see there. Just a quick tip, sorry, that you can just do, and and then just mimic a little bit that underlying muscle there. So I'm just gonna put this back to 0. So 0. Fine. Go here in the front. That's great. It's all done. Now the next thing we need to do is just connect the top eyelid and the bottom eyelid. Okay, so let's do the other eye quickly here. So we got this, and again we take this join, make sure that's right in the middle. I think we tested it right in the middle there, but you tested earlier. So I'll press again, Control G, center pivot, and we call this Control C, Control V underscore aim underscore GRP, and then we select that again, press Control G again, center pivot, no freeze transformation, center pivot, and we take this again, and we call it, I think, location underscore GRP, and that is fine. That's there. So we're gonna go and create the same system as before. So we take the aim, which is this master. We take the aim and constraint. We say we go here into aim. Click there. That's fine. The same goes with the top. So we say I think in this case we're gonna be this, which is this one, master. We take the location. We create a parent constraint. That's great. Now again we take the master here. We take the next one, which is the aim, which is this one, right aim. Make sure you got the right selected. That's right aim. And we go into constraint, and we hit the aim. Make sure the maintain offset is on. It's ticked. Say apply. Great, nothing happened. So now when we move the eye, now they move along and they go mimic that little thing on the corner that I told you about. The moment we have to create a connection here. I think here at the moment we have these two. Left eye, and then we have I think just by taking these two and put it under the global aim, that do the trick. So we can now bring you in both at the same time. You see, we can either select in this one and have it with an offset, and then have that, and then we'll maintain the offset. So that's fine. That's all done. So we don't need anything else on this. I think we might put this. I think if we take this and we make it, let's see, by making that yellow, we'll change the rest. Yeah, that's fine. He kept the other one, so yellow the middle, and then the other ones there. That's fine. That is all good. So that's the eye there. Now the eye is taken care of. So now when we move the neck, now the eye is always gonna look at this. They're always looking at this. You can as well, bring it along if you want to. So that's fine. So let's put this back where it was. We have that done. Now I'm going to work on the eyelids. I think for this we need set driven keys. We got a top eyelid. So again, so go into, make sure you're in animation mode here, animation module. Go here into key, set driven key. We say set. There you go. So the top eyelid is that one. That's the driver, and we're gonna do the Y. The rest is this is relevant really. So we look for the top one. So that is top. That's the top eyelid. Left eye top eyelid. That's the driven, and the attribute we're gonna drive is the rotation in X. Okay. So for when this is 0, we say when this is 0, translate Y is 0, the rotate X is 0, and we keyframe that. Voila. Now when yeah, now when this goes probably let's say down like here, probably like here, let's say like minus 0.5 for example. I got the eyelid closed. Okay, so I go minus 0.5, and here would be like, remember guys that I did this very quickly, this weights, but you can paint them much better. So let's say 55. Okay, and we have rotate, translate Y, key. Now when this is 0.5, then the eyelid will be probably around here. Again, minus 55. You can do it whenever you want, however you want it, it's fine. So we got that, assort it, we keyframe that. Okay. Now let's put this back here so we can just go up and down. And then later on I'll show you how you can limit the amount you can go. We're only gonna go to 0.5 here, so we can only tell it to go 0. Well, actually we can do it right now. Let's go here into attribute, and I think here in the transform there is a section called limits. Yeah, limit information. You're telling that, you know, in the rotation, but in the translation you want to limit the translation in Y to, you set a limit which is 0.5 and minus 0.5, and now you can just select this, and then you will only go to 0.5, 0.55. So you cannot go higher than that. You can keep going down, but you're not gonna be able to do any more than that, so you don't break the rig or something. So now let's do the bottom ones. The bottom one will be, that's the driver. We load it up here, and then here will be the bottom one. So we said that's driven, and I think the same applies. Rotation X, translation Y. We keyframe that, and now we come here and we close at 0.5. We close, and this will be probably minus 55. Yeah, just remember guys, you can sort these out later on. And that's it. I think it has this 2 here, translate by with key. The same, we have this at minus 0.5, and we got this to maybe 55, and we open. It's a bit too much, but just for testing. Yeah. So we go translate Y, keyframe that. So now this can open and close. Still going up, but we haven't set the limit. So we go into attribute. We say this guy's gonna have a limit, and it's gonna be a limit on the Y, and it's gonna be again the same as the other one, 0.5 minus 0.5. Now it will only go to you see how much that close. Obviously you're gonna create something that close properly, and that will be your weights painted properly. But at the moment that's fine. I'm just gonna do it so we can see. So we go here, say that. That's done. Now the same goes with this. Let's do this. We say come here. That's gonna be the driver, and which one did I select? The top one. Now I have to select the top one. Yeah. So the top eyelid driven. So again, Y, rotate X, key. when this goes to 0.5 or to minus 0.5, then I close the eyelid, and that will be this here, probably to 55 again, and we keyframe here 0.5, and here 55, no, minus 55, minus 55. That's open, the stream, but don't worry. Key, same here, we can go up and down and close. Let's give it a little bit of limits. Limit it again between Y and Z. Sorry, limit in upper and lower, the upper limit and the lower limit, or vice versa, and then translate on Y. So we have 0.5 and 0.5. So we will only allow you to go up and down that much. Okay, that always depending on your character. You will fit that to the needs of your character. So let's put this back to 0. Now what we have to do now is sort out the bottom one again. So we take this, that's your driver, and we take the bottom one, and that's the driven. Again, translate Y, rotate X, we keyframe when it's in 0. Here 0.5 when we close it, and this will be minus 55. Key that, go there, minus 0.5, and then we keyframe it to 55, and we keyframe. That's all done. So now we have this that goes up and down. Let's give it a bit of limits like the other one. In the Y, translate, and we have limit of 0.5 and a limit minus 0.5. That's it. So now we can go any further. That's great. So now what we have to do is make sure that those controls come along. Okay, and those controls come along. At the moment, again, if I rotate the head, then even though they have connection with them, I think the eye might start opening and closing or something, because they're trying to compensate for that. So the eyes are not coming, the eye controls are not coming along, and they should come along. So what you have to do is just individually group them and then just bring them along. So we go here, Control G, okay, and let's group them all. Control G, Control G, and Control G. Okay, they're all being grouped. Take this, Control V underscore GRP. Let's see. Underscore GRP. Control V underscore GRP. And those are all, I think I had to go and take all of them and center pivot, I think. All this, center pivot them, so they all go to center pivot. Okay, so that's done. Now I'm just gonna bring along with the head. So I say master, slave, constrain, parent constrain. And then we constrain G, 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 the last command. So now the eyes are coming along. So whenever I move the head, the eyelid system comes along, okay, and it still respect the fact that it's only locking Y and Z. So I think for this, I think that in global they should be in object. They should give us this, okay. At the moment, obviously, we have the ability to do up and down, but we're gonna control that later on when we clean up this rig. So at the moment, that I think is all you need to do in order to have the eyes working. Now, with the eyes, there's always this dilemma. Do you want the eyes to be looking at something or come along with the head? Then you can create a system here that allows you to lock it to the world or lock it to the head. So it's pretty much creating a constraint between the global control and the head control. I think, yeah, the head control, and then switch between them with a set-driven key. So you can do that. So I don't want to do that now, but if you want to talk about it, I can let you know how it works in class. So I think that's it for now. I think we've done the eyes. So I think the last tutorial we're going to do is just how to clean up all the controls and how to just put everything together with the master control. Okay, guys, thank you very much, and I'll see you later. All right, bye bye.